Hi folks, Will at our workshop. This is my sloppy wiper that moves independently from the others, and it shouldn't be doing this. It's done it for the last 10 years and I've never really bothered to change it, but now it's really starting to whack onto the windscreen frame. And when it's really hammering it down, it has a mind of its own. It's also been known for the wiper to fall off eventually and disappear down the motorway. Problem is the adapter that goes between the wiper arm and the wiper spindle on the wheel box, which gets a lot of slack over the years and becomes a complete rusty mess. That grub screw is not even worth the hassle, so you're never going to get that out. So I decided to just cut the wheel box and replace the wheel box also as a complete set. This is where a reciprocating saw comes in really handy. You could also use an angle grinder, but I wanted the slower speed and the slightly more precision. I didn't start gouging into the bodywork for some reason. What I did later realise is that I should have put some covering down, because this produces quite a lot of shards and granules of metal that will later rust onto your paintwork. My original plan was to remove the adapter from the wiper and just reuse the same wiper arm, but there was no way this thing was coming out, and it's an absolutely incredibly poor design. This problem doesn't happen with wipers from 2002 onwards because they use a completely different arrangement that eliminates the adapter. Just a couple of shots of the wiper system in action. I had to disassemble pretty much all of the dashboard to get to this point, take the nut off the wiper arm and pull out the wiper rack in its entirety. But alas, I didn't seem to have taken the dashboard apart enough. I've got a later TD5 dash onto a 300 TDI here, so it's a little bit different than you might otherwise find.
To get this new wheel box in, what you really got to do, disconnect this bit of the bulkhead. This is with a TD5 anyway. Disconnect this bracket that goes in here, and then pull this lock nut out there, and then you can pull this down far enough to get this, manoeuvre this in and around to push it into there.
Yes, the wheel box is overlapping onto the washer fluid pipe. That is rectified later. Here it is, all put back together, not clanking away, pretty much staying in the same place, although the adjustment seems a little bit off. When it came to the adjustment, I kind of cheated a little bit because I didn't want to have to take off the other wiper arm, which probably would have been in a similar situation to this one. The adapter would have been rusted on. I would have had to change the other wiper as well. It would have been a faff. I could have done that, really, but I just wanted to make it as cheap as possible, really, and as quick as possible. So what I did was, imagine this was the other wiper. I replaced the one on the left, and then this is the one on the right. When I fed the wiper rack back through, I put it in a position like this, and then imagine the wheel box is here. I fed this in, and as it caught the cog, it would rotate round to then, when the cable stopped in its final resting place, and then the wiper, you would then judge where the wiper would be, and if it was a bit too high, then you need to put it a bit further this way, so that when it rotated around, it would come to the right position. So a bit of trial and error there, adjusting this. The tricky bit, you need an assistant to hold this on the outside in the right position, and then adjustment, pushing it in till this gets to its final place, and just kind of judging it. And it turns out that I actually had judged it was a little bit too high when I put the other one on. And this is the annoying thing with these style of wipers. This isn't a problem from 2002 onwards, of which this is actually a genuine wiper rack from that era, because you don't have the adapter. The wiper arm is splined straight onto the wheel box, so it's very easy. Just lift this cap up, undo a nut, and then you can just take the wiper off quite easily, move it around another spline and adjust it that way. These ones are a real pain. So I think it may be, if you're going to do one, it may be easier to adjust just by taking them both out. You put the wheel boxes in, feed this all the way through, and then deal with putting on a new adapter and arm on the other side. But anyway, that accounts for why it's slightly skewed, but it's still a lot better than it was, and I'm very happy with the result.
These wipers are ace. I can't believe I left that wiper hanging on the end there for so long, but the wipers are going now. Look, I mean, it's just silent. It's just silent. We go high speed. Pretty good. It's coming off a bit on the edge here, but that's only hitting the rubber, so I'm not too worried. yeah, no clacking around, and I think because I re-greased it, it's kind of widened the whole system down a bit as well. There's still a bit of slack, you can tell where they sort of go catch, jerk a bit, but very happy with that. Wish I'd done it years ago. Can't wait to upgrade to the TD5 system when I get my bulkhead in with those ones. They've got different gearing and you can adjust the wiper arms a lot more easily. So anyway, thanks for watching. Bye for now.